Hey guys, back with another deck tech, if you want to call it that. I guess, whatever. I got a new camera, which is this light right here that you see. There's my hand. And it seems pretty good. A new playmat. I just grabbed from the secret layer. Princess Bride. So the deck we're going to talk about today is, Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. And the dog's barking. Yes. Agatha. Not sure what I'll leave it. I guess I'll just, if I put it here, you can see it pretty good. So, oh god, this deck is double sleeved, so it looks massive, but it is only 100 cards. So I'm just going to put the deck right here. So Agatha the Vile Cauldron. 1 red, 1 green for a 1/1 human warlock. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron's power. This effect can't reduce the mana cost to less than 1. Pay 4, a red and a green. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and haste until end of turn. So lowering of the ability is a big part of this deck, and obviously making her huge. Okay, so we got Savala, Ice Shaper. 1 and a green and a red for a 2/4 troll warrior. Pay 3 tap. Create a colorless snow artifact token named Icy Manolith with tap. Add 1 mana of any color. 6, a green and a red. Tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So I could get something big. I know there's not too many big things in here, but you know, if something's free for just a green and a red, that can't be bad. Guardian Augmenteer. Troll Wizard 2/2. This one's good. It's got flash, which whatever, but commander creatures you control get +2/+2, and they have hexproof. So that's huge, pumping her and protecting her. I'll put these right here. You can't really see them, but how about down here? Here we go. Rishkar Pima Renegade. Now I actually just put him in the deck. When he comes into play, put a 1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So I would put on Agatha. And then each creature I control with a counter is tap, add a green. So just more mana. Soul Ring, we all love that. Shivan Oasis. Shiny Forest. Civil Library. We all know what that does. So, yeah, extra card draw. Beastmaster Ascension's always a good one. Take a little bit to get the ability off, but whenever a creature I control attacks, I may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. It's an enchantment for a 2 and a green. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures I control get +5/+5. So if I can get some attacks in, she instantly becomes a 6/6, and then everything is 6 cheaper, which is awesome. Sylvanas' Invoker, 3/2. Has Conjure Elemental, so pay 8. Untap target land you control. It becomes an 8/8 elemental creature with trample and haste until end of turn. It's still a land, so if I can get her to 7, and this ability is 1, and I'm just tapping 5 land to get 5 8/8s from 5 other lands, and that's fun. And huge, too. Rugged Highlands. Song of Freylies. It's a saga. 1 and a green, so let's see. 1 and 2, until your next turn, creatures you control gain tap, add 1 mana of any color. And 3, put a 1 counter on each creature I control. Those creatures gain vigilance, trample, and indestructible until end of turn. So it's a good way to pump her, and then just use my creatures for mana. Blackblade Reforge, equipment, legendary artifact. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Each equip legendary creature for 3 or equip for 7. So that'll be another way to pump her. Rampant Growth, love the artwork. Get some mana. There's a forest. Faithless Looting. Some more draw. Draw 2. Discard 2. Also got flashback for 2 and a red. Just a good way to like temporarily pump, I guess, Agatha. But it's also taps for a green. Cinder Glade. Oh, nice secret layer Llanowar Elves artwork. Good stuff. Kodama's Reach, get more mana. Tavern Brawler. So we'll see. This one sounds like it could work. 2 and a red for a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. This creature gets +X/+0 till end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. You may play that card this turn, so pump Agatha, and then make everything cheaper, and then I get to play that card too. So, Balls Invoker. Pretty much all the Invokers that I have are in the deck. 2 and a red for a 4/2 Dragon Shaman. Scorching Ray. 8. Tap 8. Balls Invoker deals 4 damage to each opponent. So if that's, again, 1 mana, I mean, easily can just kill everybody. Exotic Orchard. Another awesome artwork. Hardened Scales. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1 are added instead. This is from Wilds of Eldraine. Good stuff. Farseek. This is the Warhammer version. Get more land. This one, search for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain. Enters a battlefield tap. Nice shuffle. Ruby, Daring Tracker. A red and a green for a human scout 1/2. It's got haste. When it attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, she gets +2/+2. Otherwise, she just taps for a green or red. So that's really what she's in the deck for. Cliffgate mana. Kazul's Fury. The other side, it's a red mana, or as you cast it, sack a creature, deals damage equal to the creature's power at any target. So if she's huge and it's just me versus one person, or want to kill something big, just throw it at it and see what happens, you know? Vertilid, get more mana by removing counters from it. Mountain, Game Trail, Mountain. Cultivate, I love this artwork for Cultivate. I believe this is from, oh, I can't think of the set. I'll probably put it on screen and you probably will know it when you see it. The icon, but I love this artwork for that. Again, get more mana. Blasphemous Act, full art, well, extended art foil. Kind of wipe the board if possible. Kodama the West Tree. Now this is a big player in this deck. 2 and a green for a Spirit 3/3 Reach. Modified creatures you control have trample, and modified as equipments, auras I control, and counters are modifications. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land and put it on the battlefield tapped. So, good way to attack with a bunch of creatures with counters on them, and then get some more mana. Got a mountain. Cool Reliquary Tower artwork. That was a promo, I think, from my LGS. Boon of Boseiju. 1 and 0 green for an instant. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value of among permanents you control. So, temporarily pump her up a little bit. Terastodon. I mean, every green deck should have one, I guess. You know, 9/9 elephant, 6 and 2 green. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 2 target non-creature permanents. And each of those owners get 3/3 elephant creature tokens instead. Biophagus. I don't know how to pronounce that. 1 and a green. This is from the Warhammer set, from the Tyrannid commander deck. It's a 1/3 human Tyrannid wizard. It's got genomic enhancement. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. If this mana is spent to cast a creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. So, another easy way to pump my commander. Pump old Agatha. Gruul Turf. Virtuous Strength. I pulled this from the pre-release, I think. So it's got the adventure of Garen Break Growth. Return target creature or land from your graveyard to your hand, which is definitely handy. And 5 and 2 green for an enchantment. Virtue of Strength. If you tap a basic land for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. So, yeah, really big. Forest. Forge of Heroes. Oh, good old Bird's Paradise. Temple of Abaddon. Evolving Wilds. Finale of Devastation. Search your library in a graveyard for a creature card with current mana cost X or less and put it in the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X/+S and gain haste until end of turn. Not bad. I'm still not sure with this deck if I'm going to go like pump everything and then use abilities and attack, or pump mostly Agatha and then use invokers and creatures' abilities to kill. I've only played this deck once, so I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Mountain. Leafkin Avenger, 2 a green and a red elemental druid, 4/3. Tap, add a green for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. And this is 7 and a red for Leafkin Avenger, deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. So I can get it down to a 1 and a red and just start dealing 4 damage to things and killing it. Beast Whisperer. Love this artwork. Again, Secret Lair. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Winds of Change. I love this card. I have it in every deck that has red in it. Each player shuffles the cards from their hand into their library and then draws that many cards. Always fun to recycle the hands for everybody. Mountain. Chaos Warp. Little removal-ish. I mean, it could be bad, I guess. Forest. Gyre Sage. Elf Druid 1/2 for 1 and a green. Evolve. And tap, add green to your mana pool for each 1/1 counter on Gyre Sage. So I can just put counters on her in many ways. Tameo Safekeeping. Good way to protect my commander as well as anything else. Tameo Safekeeping 1 instant. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 2 life, so wouldn't hurt. Throw of Possibilities. As additional cost to cast, discard a card, draw 2 cards. So more card draw. Master Chef. I like this one. Commander creatures you own have. This creature enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it, and other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on them. It is 2 and a green for a legendary enchantment background. It's also shiny, but it's a common, so but that could be huge. Pumping more creatures as they come in. Diviner's Wand. Equipped creature has whenever I draw a card, this creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying, and pay 4, draw a card. Whenever a wizard creature comes into play, you may attach Diviner's Wand to it. She's not a wizard, so it's fine. She's a warlock, actually. So that's a good way to pump her by just drawing cards. Paying 1 mana to draw a card isn't bad. Ranker, another good enchantment to pump her up. Raised by Giants. I'm excited about this one. 5 and a green for a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their cost. So Agatha right off the bat's a 10/10. So everything's 10 less, which is awesome for abilities. Mind Stone for some mana. All will be one. My cousin actually cracked this open in our booster box that we split, and he gave it to me for this deck. All will be one is 3 red for an enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, all will be one deals that much damage to target opponent, creature, and opponent controls, or planeswalker and opponent controls. So that could be huge at wiping things or killing at least specific things. Let's use a Secret Lair artwork again. Good stuff. Play additional 2 lands per turn, which is good. Illusionist Bracers. This is always good. Whenever an ability of a creature is activated, if it is an Amanda ability, copy that ability. You may choose new targets. Equip for 3. You can copy a bunch of abilities. Soul Phyrexia. This is a good one to lower its ability cost. 6 for a 6/6 Avatar Trampled. Pay 5. Permanent you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So I can make it 1. Pay 5. Exile this from your graveyard. Permanent you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Again. Now, I wonder if that... Because it is a creature ability. It doesn't say creatures on the battlefield. So if this is in my graveyard, I would assume I could pay... If her power was high enough, it could be 1 from the graveyard. I guess comment and let me know. Forest, and... Hound Tamer. Trample 3/3, 2 and a green for a human werewolf, 3 and a green. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature and has Daybound. And it flips for Untamed Pup, which is a 4/4 werewolf. Trample other wolves and werewolves you control or trample, which I don't care about. The big part of this is the 3 and a green to add a 1 counter, so I can pay 1 green and 1 green and add a counter. Because this says this effect can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. So 1 green is still 1 mana, so that'll still work. Temple of the False God, my favorite land to draw when I don't have 5 lands, because it always happens. Mountain. Lay of the land, go get some land. Mountain. Tribute of the World Tree. 3/3. Green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 and 1 counters on it. So I can make Agatha come out instantly as a 3/3, which is good. Forest. Pure Imaginative Rascal. 2 and a green for a 1/1 legendary creature human. Partner with Toothy, which is blue when I don't have the deck anyway. If 1 or more counters will be put on a permanent your team controls, that many +1 of those, each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. So 1 counter is going to be 2. So an additional 1. Nature's Lore, get some more mana. We got a Mountain. Xenagos, God of Revels. 3 and a green and a red for a 6/5 legendary enchantment creature god, indestructible. As long as your devotion to red and green is less than 7, Xenagos isn't a creature. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, another creature you control gains haste and gets plus X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. So if if Agatha's pumped, I can double her up. Atali Primal Conquer, and this is a good one. This is the new one. 5 red for a 7/7 Elder Dinosaur. Trample. When Atali Primal Conqueror enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast a number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. It also costs 9 in a green or Phyrexian mana, so 2 life. I think it's Phyrexian, I forgot. Transform Atali, activate as a sorcery. And then Atali transforms into Atali Primal Sickness, which is an 11/11 trample indestructible. When it deals combat damage to a player, that they get that many poison counters. So you're killing somebody if they're taking all 11. Could be fun. Incubation Druid, just more mana dorks. 0/2 for 1 and a green. Elf Druid and 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. If Incubation Druid has a 1/1 counter on it, add 3 mana of that type instead. Plus, it's got 3 green for an Adapt 3, which gives it counters, but I would give it counters other way. So, mana for a Guildgate, Racer's Ring, Commander Plate. I pulled this from my box of Commander Legends. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has a protection from each color that's not your commander's color identity. So, black, white, and blue. So that'll be good. Silk Guard, a good way to protect everything. 1x instant. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to X target creatures you control, or as equipment and modified creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Not bad. Fabled Passage. Carplusian Forest. Oh, the art was really blurry. That's a little better. Turn of the Wild Speaker, 4 and a green for an instant. Choose 1. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Non-human creatures you control get +3/+3. So if I could pump something other than her, draw a bunch of cards. Arcade Signet, some mana. Vile Invoker, again another Invoker. 2 and a red for a 2/3 human shaman. Pay 8. Invoker deals 3 damage to any target. So again, if that's 1, I can just go crazy and just kill everybody. Mountain. Rhythm of the Wild, 1 green/red for an enchantment. Creature spells you control can't be countered, which is huge. My meta has a lot of counter magic. Non-token creature you control have Riot, so they can either have haste or come in with 1/1 counter, which can be good. Again, another Invoker, Wildheart Invoker. 2 green for a 4/3 Elf Shaman. Pay 8, target creature gets +5/+5 and trample until end of turn. So I can just pump something, or pump a bunch of things and go crazy. Command Tower. Stomping Ground. Heroic Intervention. Just protect everything, please. Orochi Merge Keeper. 1 and a green for a 1/1. Tap, add a green. As long as Orochi Merge Keeper is modified, it has tap, add 2 green. And then a cool mountain. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Like I said, I'm contemplating if I should keep both Invokers and worried about attacking, or if I should just go based on Invoker stuff and other abilities and go like that. I don't really know. But I've only played this deck once, so I got to play it a couple more times to see how it goes. So maybe next Magic Night, which maybe will be this weekend, if not next, I'll pull her out and see how she goes. So yeah, that was Agatha. Next, I don't know what I'm going to show. I just built Omnixilus Captive Kingpin, so I may show him. He's right here. I haven't played the deck yet, but I did build it. I'm also building a food deck with Greta, trying to build a mill deck with Riku, but I'm milling based on everybody draw cards and discard instead of actually milling from the library. I have a bunch of other decks to kind of like go through. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't say the last one. There's 6 decks there. And got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And last but not least, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So plenty of decks to go through. I think that's all for what I have. So yeah, let me guys what you think about the deck. Are you looking to build Agatha? Have you built her already? You know, how did you do it? Let me know in the comments. I'll post the deck list, to Archidekt in the description below. And then yeah, until next time, I'll bring another deck and we'll go through it. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.